Hello, welcome to the Button Munchers podcast, number 5 or something.
Hey.
Today we have a new guest.
It's Hercules. Herc.
That's his name. Don't wear it out.
That's me.
Today we're back at Jefferson Barracks Park, because I don't know any other places.
Got quite a lot of deer here.
There's a lot of deer. I'm worried we might get surrounded and murdered.
It's like survival horror deer. It's pretty good.
Survival horror deer. You heard it here first.
Hunt.
Cabela's Dangerous Hunts 2012. I think they already made that game, but they're making a sequel apparently.
Starring
us. First on the agenda, I played some games.
Oh, what'd you play?
Like, let's see what the agenda says. I played Shadows of the Damned.
How was that?
I rented it. I played it for like 45 minutes. I have a bad habit of renting games and playing them for less than an hour and never playing them again. So, I played Shadows of the Damned. It was pretty cool, but it felt kind of repetitive. But I turned it off right when I got to this part of the game where all the mechanics start to come together. And I can tell that it was going to get good, and I turned it off. And I gave it back. So that's about it. It's probably a good game. I give it 8 stars.
8 stars.
2 stars for the other 8 hours of gameplay.
Alright.
That makes 10. I played Condemned, Criminal Origins. I'm probably not going to talk about that until next week, because I gave Hayden the second one. Because he's played the first one, I've played the second one.
Yeah.
So we traded.
Alright.
But I heard a lot of people saying that the first one is better, and I've been playing the first one. The fighting is not that good.
Yeah. I haven't really heard of this game. What kind of game is that?
Yeah, it's survival horror.
Alright.
And it's first person, except there's really not any guns. Because whenever you pick up a gun, you only have the bullets that are in the magazine. So, like, you'll pick up a pistol and it has 4 bullets.
Alright.
And, like, whenever you find a pistol, it's almost not worth it, because you'll shoot 4 bullets, which will kill, like, 1 guy. And then you have to use it as a melee weapon. And it's just worthless.
Yeah.
Because you can't block.
Yeah.
So, I don't even pick up pistols. It's worthless. Not even worth it. Worth less.
Pistols, not the game. Just to clarify that.
Yeah, the game is probably cool. I only played like an hour of it. I played like an hour, and then I've also been playing The Witcher, which is pretty cool. And then I got stuck on that or something. I got to a part and I died like 3 times in a row, so I just stopped playing PC games.
I get that.
Yeah,
sometimes.
So I'm gonna play. Actually, I got back from vacation on Sunday. I went to Kansas City to see some relatives, and I tried playing Condemned again, so I loaded it, and I opened a door, and I got stuck. Because this guy they just keep killing me, so...
That's...
Yeah,
sounds like a good
I
time.
tried that like 5 times, and I kept dying. So that's that.
That's that. I've been working on, I'd say 3 games mostly, 4 if you want to count Minecraft, but that doesn't really count.
That's not even a game.
It's not even a game. It's like a phone app. Mostly I've been playing Asura's Wrath. Pretty good game.
How's that?
Pretty good game.
Pretty good game.
Got a bit of Metal Gear Solid 4 syndrome, where it's like 80% cutscenes, 20% gameplay. It's like a playable anime. It's pretty interesting. Main character, Asura, he's really angry, punches things really hard. It's fun to watch, but it's a little shallow in the gameplay department.
Yeah, isn't it pretty much just like quick time events?
Yeah, it's mostly quick time events. Combat's basically just button mashing.
Yeah.
Gameplay, pretty low score, probably just like a 3 stars for gameplay.
That's not even half.
Yeah, it's not really solid in the gameplay department, but the art of the game and the storyline's pretty good, interesting. I'd give the game in total probably about a 7 stars. pick it up, rent it, maybe not buy it, 'cause it's still at full price.
I heard it was like more of a rent, but I heard a lot of people compare it to a TV show.
Yeah.
Because it is an episodic format.
Yeah, like they have credits after every episode. It's definitely designed to mimic an anime.
Yeah, I heard it was really weird playing it like all the way through. Because
Yeah.
each episode, it's like, you killed the boss, credits.
Yeah.
Episode 2.
Even halfway through the episodes, they have like a title screen where it just flashes like Asura's Wrath, and it has like a screenshot, and it's like, all right, that's neat, but I want to like have continuous gameplay.
Yeah.
It's weird to play for more than like an hour at a time.
Yeah. I think they definitely should have released it in an episodic format.
Yeah.
But if they did, I don't think people really would have been that interested. Because then it's just like, I don't even know what this is.
Yeah.
But some people would have bought it. But if it's a full game, then people are just going to say, okay, what the hell? I'll play it.
I'd say, yeah, Capcom did a pretty good job, but they messed up because they did this bullshit where the true ending is downloadable content.
Oh, yeah.
And
I
it's
heard
like,
about that.
After playing through the whole game and being like, all right, that was fun to watch, but not really play, I don't feel like spending any more money on it, to be honest. It does guest star some Street Fighter characters. So
it does?
Yeah. It's got 2 episodes, one with Ryu and one with, I don't remember the other guy's name.
I didn't know that.
Yeah.
That's cool.
It's pretty neat. So if you're a big fan of Street Fighter and you get Asura's Wrath, you might want to download those episodes. But other than that, I would say it's probably not worth the full price plus the downloadable content price.
Yeah, it doesn't seem like it's worth $60.
Yeah. Other than that, I've been playing Mass Effect 2.
Classic.
Yeah, I was gonna, play through 1, 2, and then 3, but then I didn't feel like playing 1, so I just went straight to 2, and everyone said 3 sucked, so I just kept playing 2.
So you haven't played 3?
I haven't played 3 yet, because everyone was like, don't even play it, so I've just, restarted Mass Effect 2, 3 times, because I can't decide who to romance. It's a pretty fun game.
That's pretty good.
I'm sure most people have already played it.
I haven't.
Oh, you should check it out. I'd give it a 9 stars.
That's a lot of stars.
It's a good game. Good storyline.
Is the first one on the PS3?
Yeah, I think so.
It is?
It's this generation, yeah. So it's...
I didn't even know that.
Yeah. It's a pretty fun game.
When did the first one come out?
I do not know. It's older.
Yeah, but it is a PS3 game.
Yeah.
So it's not that old.
It's not too old, but... I've watched my friend play that one. From what I can tell, just the mechanics of the second one are a lot better. Seems a lot more RPG-ish.
I guess all 3 of them just flew over my radar. Or under the radar, whatever the phrase is.
It's somewhere around the radar.
Not
in it.
The radar did not pick it up,
There you
is
go.
what I'm saying.
Third game, been playing Legend of Zelda Skyward Sword. Haven't played it all the way through. Kind of played it for 30 minutes at a time and get really frustrated at the puzzles.
Isn't it like a 50-hour game?
Yeah, it's really long. It's fun so far. I don't know if I can really give it stars yet since I'm not far in it.
It doesn't get any stars.
No, I'm not saying it doesn't get stars. I'm saying I'm withholding my review of it. Tentatively, I want to give it pretty high stars. I'll just say that.
So how much have you played? How many hours?
I don't know off the top of my head. I think I'm only on the 3rd dungeon. I don't know how many there are. But in Twilight Princess there were 9.
Yeah, I think I heard there's 7.
Okay.
But I don't know. I haven't heard anyone talk about that game in a while.
It's fun. It's different than the other Zeldas, definitely.
Yeah. When did you pick it up?
I got it for Christmas, but I just never got around to playing it. Got the collector's edition with the gold Wiimote and the soundtrack. Soundtrack's good. Soundtrack is a 10 out of 10, definitely.
That's a lot of stars.
It's classic orchestrated soundtrack.
You're not holding any stars back for the soundtrack.
Soundtrack's really good.
But the game gets no stars.
Game gets no stars yet. Just saying that.
How many of the Zelda games have you played?
Let's see. I've played Ocarina of Time, Majora's Mask. Didn't play Wind Waker. I want to play that. Heard good things.
Yeah.
Played Twilight Princess 4 times.
That's a lot of times.
That was a lot of times. It's a good game. I I haven't really played any of the classic Zeldas, like the 2D ones, for more than like 30 minutes.
Sounds like something I would do.
I got the when I got my GameCube, it came with like Zelda Collector's Edition disc, so it had every Zelda game ever on it. I just played Majora's Mask and Ocarina of Time, but I didn't play any of the classic.
At first, I thought you said on your Game Boy you got the collector's disc. That didn't make much sense to me.
That was for the GameCube.
Yeah.
Classic console right there.
I haven't, for most of the huge major series, I haven't played any of them.
Yeah.
Like Zelda, I don't think I played a single Zelda game. I haven't played any Metroid or Castlevania.
I haven't played any Castlevania games.
I haven't played any Mass Effect, which isn't...
That's not as big, really.
Yeah, but I haven't played it either.
Let's see. And then, so that's the games I've been playing. And Minecraft. So that's not that's a punch some trees. It's whatever.
Which system did you say you had that on?
Minecraft is for computer. I know it's on the Xbox, but I don't have an Xbox.
Yeah, you don't?
No. Well, I do, but it's dead. It doesn't work.
Oh.
I could have paid to fix it, but I'd rather fix my PlayStation. Because my PlayStation 3 and my Xbox died at the same time, so I had to make a hard choice. It wasn't really that hard.
It's like Sophie's Choice.
Exactly like that.
That was a good pop culture reference. Let's see. Have you played The Witcher?
I have not played The Witcher.
I've been playing that lately, the first one. It's pretty cool. It's like... probably a month before that, I guess, I've been reading a book that's like... It's called The Field Guide to Demons, but it's just like collections of demons and stuff and monsters in different mythologies.
That sounds pretty cool.
Yeah, it's pretty cool. It's like every mythology in the world. It's got like mermaids, which is in all of them. So that's universal, pretty much. And then it's got like Scottish mythology, stuff like that.
It's got to be a pretty big book.
It doesn't have all of them.
Well,
it's like 300 pages. But I guess it's not really mythology, but like I have no idea what to call it.
Bestiary sort of collection of mythical creatures.
Yeah. So it's got mermaids and stuff like that.
That's cool.
And it's kind of what The Witcher's like, and it's pretty cool because it has a lot of respect, I guess, for the monsters. Because before you can kill the monsters, you have to go out and buy a book on them to figure out how to like. Well, you have to do it to figure out how to harvest their parts to prove to the people that you killed them, which is classic RPG.
Yeah.
Like kill a dog and bring the guy 3 dog tails or something. Which that actually is one of the quests.
Really?
And you get to I'm in Act 2, which takes place in Vizima, which is like a big city.
Yeah.
And the gravedigger is paying me to just kill stray dogs in the city. Which makes me really happy, because you can only do it at night, and then you have to like press one of the buttons to equip your sword or whatever, and then you just kill the dog and no one cares. I've killed a bunch of dogs right in front of the city guards. They don't do anything.
Cut off their tails and bring them back to the gravekeeper.
It's pretty good.
That sounds good.
Have you played Summoner on the PS2?
I think I rented that a while back and played it for like 30 minutes, basically.
Yeah. That's probably one of my favorite games.
Yeah.
Mostly because no one's ever heard of it.
Yeah.
And I want people to play it, so I just say this one of my favorite games. But it's pretty cool. And The Witcher's combat is like you just left click on someone to engage in combat, and then like right after you hit them, an icon pops up, then you click again to chain attacks and like keep.
Oh, that's cool.
Keep attacking and stuff, and that's kind of like the combat in Summoner. So that comparison is not going to help anyone.
Yeah.
But I want to bring up Summoner whenever I can.
All right, it's fair. Fair enough.
So yeah, Hayden gave me the Echo and Shadow of the Colossus collection.
Oh yeah.
Like 2 weeks ago, and I played Eco yesterday for half an hour.
Yeah.
No, actually that was today. So I played it a couple hours ago, And yeah, have you played it?
I haven't actually played it, but my roommate, I basically watched him play
So
through the
you
whole
watched
thing.
it. Yeah, I don't think a lot of people bought that, I guess, when it first came out.
Mm-hmm.
But I rented it when it came out, and I don't know if I beat the whole game, but from what I've heard, I'm one of the few people who's actually played it before.
Yeah.
So, and even with the HD collection, everyone who talks about the HD collection is like, oh yeah, Shadow of the Colossus HD is so cool. Then they still don't talk about Eco. So.
Yeah, I've heard really good things about it. It looks really, really good.
Yeah.
Like, Shadow of the Colossus is like breathtaking in its art style and landscapes and stuff, and Eco is just as breathtaking and beautiful to look at, hands down.
Yeah, I've only played Eco for like half an hour today, but from what I played, it's the camera, you can move it with the right analog stick, and basically it's not really confined that much to where your character is, so you can just like look completely away from where you are, and the whole time I'm playing the game, I'm never looking at my character. I'm always off screen running around. So, that's fun.
Have you played Shadow of the Colossus?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. I've played... I've never actually beaten it. That's probably in one of my top 5 worst gaming moments.
Yeah.
I got to the... Which, all my top 5 worst gaming moments are in my favorite games. But I got all the way through Shadow of the Colossus. I got to the last guy. I climbed all the way on top of him. I got onto his head, but the indicator didn't come up saying I could stab him in the head. So I ran around. I'm like, what do I do? I can't. There's nowhere to stab him. And I fell off, and I had to climb all the way back up again. And I'm like, there's no. And I looked on his entire body. There was no indicators where I could stab him. So I said, fuck this.
She just didn't beat the final boss.
Yeah, so I didn't beat it. And then, like, 2 years later, I'm like, I never beat that game. I'm gonna beat it. So I put it in, and I got stuck on, like, the 3rd Colossus.
Nice.
I don't know how, but I got stuck. That's the, like, the Gladiator Colossus or whatever. Yeah, where he's
got the big sword.
Yeah, he hits the sword on the ground, and you have to climb up it. I got stuck.
I had pretty much the same problem with Final Fantasy X. Definitely my favorite Final Fantasy, but I got stuck on boss fight really late in the game.
Yeah.
It was Lady Unalesca or something. I just was like, I give up. And I lost the game, and like 2 years later, I was like, I should buy that and play it again. So I bought it and got stuck at an even earlier part. I'm just like, nope.
Yeah.
I did eventually beat it, but I gave up on that for a long time.
Yeah, I've also never played a Final Fantasy game.
Really?
Yeah.
That's impressive. I feel like that's hard to do.
I don't know how I do that. Most of it is because I have 2 older brothers, so for like 95% of my life, I've only played games that they've bought.
Yeah.
So yeah, I only started buying my own games like pretty recently, I guess.
It's pretty much how, because I used to just play games my older brother bought.
Yeah.
But then he started buying nothing but sports games, so I was like, screw this, I'm gonna buy my own games.
Screw you, brother.
Yeah. I don't
Jerk.
need you, new sport games.
Have you ever played NHL Hits 2000?
I don't. The only sport game I've ever played was like NBA Street or something like that.
Yeah. NHL Hits 2000 is like the best game ever.
Is it?
Yeah. It's hockey, obviously.
Yeah.
And you can make your own team and like customize all the characters.
Uh-huh.
So pretty much you just make everyone as fat as possible. And then you immediately turn on big head mode.
Oh.
And you can also pick like their team mascot or whatever and their uniform colors and stuff.
Yeah.
And every time I just pick the clown. I think it's a clown or something. But so then they all have huge clown heads.
That's great.
It's what a good game.
All the classic video games have big head mode.
Exactly.
Gotta have big head mode.
It's getting pretty dark here.
Yeah.
I can't really read my notes that well.
Let's see if
but
I can flip out a light here.
Yeah, I'm good. But
You good?
yeah. So The Witcher's pretty cool. That's based on a The Witcher's based on a Polish book.
Polish book.
Yeah.
Play a lot of games based on books.
Yeah, that's I guess that's a coincidence, but yeah. So the next book I'm gonna buy is probably gonna be The Last Wish, which is the name of the book that The Witcher is based on. So this is pretty cool.
What would you give The Witcher?
I don't know if I'm that far to give enough stars.
Alright, so no stars? No stars for The Witcher.
I'll give it 1 star preliminary.
Alright.
Just so that it doesn't have stars.
Yeah, just to warm it up.
Yeah, as I keep playing, I'll keep adding stars. I'm only on Act 2,
sense.
so right now it has 1 star for Act 1.
Alright, that's fair.
So it's on a good track. It's already got a star.
It's good.
Yeah.
Hopefully it has 10 acts.
I think it has 5.
Okay.
But I mean, maybe the last acts are really good.
Yeah.
It's gonna rack up on those stars. Let's see. The Witcher 2. I haven't played that, but I want to.
Yeah.
That came out last year, didn't it?
I think so.
Yeah. That was on. I don't really know, but that was on 4-Player Podcast's top games of the year on most of their lists. So, do you know 4-Player Podcast?
I do not.
They're a podcast with 4 people on it.
Oh, that's surprising.
Right. And that's pretty much my only source for news.
Okay.
Except IGN, but that doesn't count.
IGN, no. That's like
yeah.
1999 is when you go to IGN for video game news. Most of my video game news comes from Mega 64, and they're not really heavy in the video game news department.
Yeah, they don't. They talk about games like maybe every other podcast for 5 minutes. But yeah. So I've heard the combat in Witcher 2 is better than the first one.
Yeah.
Hayden's played both of them. But too bad he's not here, you doofus.
Couldn't make it. What a goofball.
But I think Hayden said that he does not necessarily think The Witcher 2's combat is better.
Huh.
So, I don't know. Can't wait to hear his thoughts next week.
The combat in Witcher 1 sounded pretty interesting.
Yeah,
like you said, with the chaining.
Yeah, but you're just clicking.
Yeah.
I mean, yeah, it's fine. There's nothing wrong with it.
Yeah.
You're just clicking.
Yeah.
I guess that's what Diablo is.
That's true.
Although Diablo is less interesting, because in The Witcher you're waiting for the icon to come up.
Yeah.
So you're like, yeah, I gotta click that button. I also played Fire Emblem Path of Radiance.
Oh yeah?
Which is on the GameCube.
Yeah.
Have you played any Fire Emblem games?
I've not played any Fire Emblem games.
Yeah, there's Fire Emblem, and then Fire Emblem Fire Emblem Sacred Stones, which are both on the Game Boy Advance. I played Sacred Stones for probably 300 hours. So
that's a lot of hours.
Yeah, that's a lot of hours. I've also played Path of Radiance, which is on the GameCube, and Radiant Dawn, which is on the Wii.
I've heard of that, yeah.
Yeah. I played Radiant Dawn, and then the way I remember it, it was 3 hours long or something.
Huh.
I'm like, what is this?
Yeah, that's not very long for an RPG.
Yeah. But Path of Radiance is not as good as Sacred Stones, I guess. Because Sacred Stones is 2D, and Path of Radiance is 3D.
Okay.
And especially with Fire Emblem, and every tactical RPG, a lot of them are 3D, and the sprites, I guess, look stupid and doofy, but Fire Emblem Sacred Stones, at least, has really cool 2D sprites, and that's, I guess that's pretty important, because, one of the major things whenever I look at a new tactical RPG is the sprites. Yeah. Because a lot of them look stupid.
Yeah,
I'm like, that's
true.
just dumb.
Yeah. If you're going to be spending 300 hours looking at them, they better look pretty good.
Yeah, so, but Path of Radiance, the sprites are 3D, but they still look better than probably every other tactical RPG.
Huh.
But, yeah.
All right.
And it's on the console, which is not very good, because tactical RPGs are very difficult, and you're resetting constantly. Especially when you play with me, because when a character dies, it dies forever.
Oh yeah.
So I have OCD, so I can't lose any of the characters.
Oh, that's.
Which is most of the reason why I've spent 300 hours.
Yeah.
Because I have to restart every battle like 20 times.
Yeah.
One time I got up at like 9 in the morning and I played a level and I didn't beat the level until like 2 p.m.
Wow. That's impressive.
Yeah. And they're like
that's like a full day of work.
Yeah. No one even paid me for it. That's what I'm doing. But with the GameCube, you're not holding the whole console in your hand because it's not portable. So that's I guess that's something that's missing. Except it's also a lot easier, so I only had to reset it once.
They did make those screens that you could attach to the GameCube, so if you really wanted, you could kind of carry it around with you. But
I've never heard of that.
You haven't? Yeah, they had little screens you could attach to your GameCube. It was pretty good. I never got one. I wanted one really bad, but my parents were just like, "That's really stupid. We have a TV. You could do that."
I'm gonna look that up.
Yeah, I wonder if they still sell them. It'd be a good thing to have.
Yeah, that's especially good for the GameCube because it's just a cube. It's got that handle on the back.
It's like perfect size.
I can just walk around like a lunchbox, swing it around.
Take it wherever you go.
Yeah, except if the TV's on it, I shouldn't be swinging it like a lunchbox.
I think it
then I can't see.
Folds down, so you can even like have it be a perfect. Well, not perfect. Cube
yeah,
still,
but I mean.
But yeah, you couldn't swing it like.
Yeah, because I can't see the TV.
It'd be a little difficult.
Yeah, but they announced a new Fire Emblem game coming to North America.
Yeah.
Fire Emblem Awakening. I don't know. I think they only announced 2013.
Yeah, that's what it says on our news sheet here.
Right, but I think it came out in 2010 in Japan.
Oh, that's great. Love it when Japan does that.
Well, yeah, that's better than some of their games.
Yeah,
but so that's it's not quick.
Yeah,
I was talking to Hayden, and he said, "How the hell long does it take to just translate words?" So I don't know what they're doing, but I don't care. It's a new Fire Emblem game.
That's exciting.
So, but I think it's on the 3DS, which I don't own.
Oh, yeah.
I stopped buying portables after the Game Boy Advance.
Yeah. I have a 3DS, got the Legend of Zelda Special Edition. So far, the only 3DS game that I have is the Zelda game that came with it, because there's no good 3DS games out yet. Yeah,
well, Pokemon Conquest just came out.
Oh, yeah, I did hear about that.
I think that's just on the DS.
Is it?
So, I'm pretty sure.
Yeah, I don't know why they're not releasing new games on the 3DS.
Yeah.
Like, why are you still putting it on the DS? It's just silly.
There was Mercenaries 3D. And, and
that's
Resident Evil Revelations.
I need to get 3DS. Revelations. I've heard good things about that.
Yeah, Seamus said it was good. I think that's the only things I've heard about it.
But I mean, they're remaking Pokemon Black and White and not putting it in 3D. It's still on just regular DS. I don't see why you would do that.
Well, it's not a remake, it's a sequel.
Well, it's a sequel, but I mean, come on. It's worth putting on the 3DS.
Yeah, which to me, that's really annoying. Yeah. Because then I have to keep saying Pokemon Black 2 and White 2.
Yeah.
I'm not saying that.
It's just too much of a mouthful.
It works with Pokemon Black and White because it's just black and white.
Yeah.
And that makes sense because it's like black and white TV. That's just a phrase.
Like black and white go together. It's like an Oreo.
Yeah. It is an Oreo.
Without one of the cookies.
Right.
That'd be black, white, black. But you get what I'm saying.
Yeah.
Black 2, white 2.
Black 2, white 2. I'm not buying that game because I refuse to say that.
I'm not buying that game either. Either of them.
Buy it anyway.
Probably gonna end up
I'm not buying either of them.
Let's see, what else do we got here?
That's like all the games I've been playing, I guess.
You wanna switch to news?
I played Hitman Codename 47. I talked about that on the last podcast. I started to play it again today, and I'm still stuck on a level. I haven't been very successful today in video games.
Yeah.
But I've spent like 10 hours in that level. I still don't know what to do.
That sucks.
I finally looked up a walkthrough, and I know what to do now.
Yeah.
But I don't really want to do it.
Yeah, I've gotten in that situation before.
Yeah.
Where I've invested so much time. There's a raccoon behind you, just so you know.
Well, there we go.
I just invest so much time
Special
in the
guest.
game. Special guest raccoon. And then I can't beat it. I look up online how to beat it. I'm like, I've spent too much time. I can't even go back and try to do this.
Didn't even scare him.
Raccoon is one gutsy raccoon.
I don't know what you said, but
Right.
The Hitman Codename 47 doesn't have any like player feedback.
Yeah.
The later Hitman games do, but so like I'd look on the map, it doesn't tell me anything. It just says like lobby,
Yeah.
VIP area. I already know that.
Yeah.
And so I had no idea where to go, and it turns out I had to just go into this one room. There was a guard standing there, and he said, "You can't go in there." And there's like 4 of those rooms that they don't let you into,
Yeah.
even with a guard uniform.
Uh-huh.
So it's Hitman. You don't kill everyone. So I didn't kill that guy.
Yeah.
Because I don't want to blow my cover.
Yeah.
So I played like 10 hours and I never went into that room. So I killed that guy and I went in, and there was the agent that I was supposed to rescue.
Yeah.
He's just sitting there.
So you were supposed to kill the guard, or?
Well, yeah, you have to kill him to get in.
Uh-huh.
And yeah, it's like I think it's a CIA agent, and they tortured him, so he's like chained up and stuff, and he's got American flag boxers.
That's pretty good.
So that's a nice touch. A+.
He's secretly Captain America.
Yeah. So in that level, you have to like rescue the CIA agent, find the jade statue, find the safe combination, assassinate Li Hong. I didn't do any of them. Because I'm like, I couldn't find the agent because he was in that room and I didn't kill the guard. So I'm like, okay, I'll find the safe. There's 5 safes. And it's like, find safe location. Okay, I found them. And then the other objective is find safe combination. So I looked everywhere. There's no, I don't know, there's no combination. So then I skipped that one. I'm like, okay, I'll just kill the guy. But I'd go into his house or whatever that has like 50 guards, and I'd have the guard uniform. And every time I went in, they'd say, "He's pecking!" And he'd shoot me. And I tried it like 5 times. And then one time I went in with no guns at all, and they'd say, "He's pecking!" And they'd kill me. And I think it's because all the guards have AK-47s, and I was going in thinking, I don't want to have a gun because they'll shoot me.
Yeah.
But I think I have to have a gun.
Oh.
But there's no player feedback, so they just start killing me.
Yeah.
So they don't say like, "Hey, where's your gun?"
Uh-huh.
That they'd say that in the later games. So, yeah.
It's like
Yeah.
like that level Metal Gear Solid 2 is riding. You gotta sneak in, guard uniform, gotta have your gun on you.
Yeah.
Or else they'll bump into you and your clothes instantly fall off.
What a good game mechanic.
Classic.
Yeah, so that's about all of the games I've been playing.
Alright, what about
That's pretty good. Yeah.
Metro 2033?
I played Metro 2033. I beat it. I talked about it last podcast.
Yeah.
But I liked it a lot.
That's good.
And I'd never heard about it. Like, I heard about it a little from one person. And then Hayden showed me a video of it a couple weeks ago. So I'm like, that looks cool. So I played it, and it was a very pleasant surprise.
That's
because
good.
it's kind of low budget, and it not really independent, but I don't think it was very, very successful or popular.
Yeah.
But it was really fun. I liked it a lot. So I bought the book.
Yeah, special guest.
The
book.
So I started reading that. It's pretty good. I'm like 20 pages in. I like it.
Yeah?
It's a Russian book.
It's in English.
Yeah, it's in English. But I ordered it on Amazon, and I was worried that they would send me the Russian version. But they did send me the English version,
good.
which I ordered.
Good job, Amazon. A+.
Yeah, good job. And There's the raccoon going into the bathroom.
Alright.
But, I was kind of wondering, like, it's written in Russian, but someone has to translate it.
Yeah.
So, like, the translator has a lot of power over the book.
Yeah.
If they translate it badly, then like this is the
totally different.
Right. This is the official English version.
Yeah.
Like, she's copyrighted as being the translator. No one else can translate it.
Yeah.
So it's kind of weird. If she does a bad job, the book is just sucks.
Yeah.
For half the world.
Could be totally different than the Russian version.
But the game itself, Metro 2033, was pretty low budget.
Yeah.
So, like, they didn't really have any cutscenes.
Huh.
And they tried to make up for that. Like, on the loading screens, there would be a short narration segment.
Yeah.
Where the guy said, like, I went into this tunnel to find stuff. Or, I don't know.
He says it, though? It's not just words?
Yeah, he does say it.
That's good.
And so they tried to make up for that with the narration stuff.
Yeah.
So, like, the literal narrative of the game is probably its weakest point, because it doesn't have cutscenes, so it's kind of hard to tell a story, which it still does pretty well through dialogue and stuff.
That's good.
But, so I was pretty interested to actually read the book, which is a literal art medium, because it's words.
Yeah.
So I was pretty interested to see how they'd compare. So...
How's it compare so far? You're only 20 pages in.
Yeah, so the part I'm reading now, they actually don't show in the game. So
yeah,
I don't really have that much to compare yet, but I do like the book.
That's good.
It does not let me down.
That's good.
That's good.
Check out the book and the video game.
The book and the video game.
Pretty good.
Yep. So that's like all the games. That's the whole list. Got a couple. It says Waffle Puppy and Waffle Stories, because me and Hayden went to Waffle House last week.
Was there a puppy there?
Well, the waitress kept talking to us, and I was talking to, like, she'd talk to me and I'd talk back, which is usually how talking works.
Yeah, it's a dialogue.
So I was cracking some jokes, being pretty friendly.
Yeah.
So she was being pretty friendly. Like, every couple of minutes she'd come back to our table and talk to us. And one time she walked over and said, "So, boys, where can I buy a puppy?" And I said, "Well, I couldn't tell you."
That's interesting conversation
and then,
for a Waffle House.
And then I said, like, "Well, I've got a puppy. You can have it if you want." And she's like, "Oh, really?" I said, "Yeah, she's annoying." So she said, "Well, I don't want that, you doofus."
Who wants an annoying puppy? Especially not at the Waffle House.
Especially not at Waffle House. Yeah, so there was some strange conversations with that woman.
It sounds nice. It
sounds
like a nice trip to the Waffle House.
She said, like, "Man, I'm going to be tired when I get home." And I said, "Well, what hours do you work? When do you get off?"
Yeah.
And she stood there and she talked for like 10 minutes. She's like, "You know, I get up, I wake up every morning at 6:30, or I think she said 4:30, and I go to Waffle House and I get off at 2." And then she said, like, and then after that, I watch TV. Yeah. She told me her whole schedule for the day.
Day schedule. You know, I don't really go to Waffle House that much, but last time I went, I had a similar experience, not with the puppy, but I struck up a conversation with the cashier lady, and she was like, "Man, I'm tired." I was like, "When do you get off?" I'm not hitting on you, but when do you get off? And she was like, "Oh, I work so long and I have to feed my kids," and she told me a whole bunch of stuff about her life. I was like, "Well, have a good day then."
Yeah. Did you go to the one by Ronnie's?
No, it's actually one out in O'Fallon area.
Yeah. Apparently Waffle House is a bad employer. Everyone's tired all the time.
Really? That's not good. I mean, they have coffee there. You think that could solve some problems, but come on, Waffle House, pick up the slack.
Yeah, they might not let their employees drink coffee. Some places don't do that. Like, my brother worked at Outback Steakhouse.
Yeah.
And for his lunch break, I think he had like chicken tenders off the menu or something from like the cook.
Yeah.
And I think they fired him because of it.
What?
Because he ate food that like they could have given to a customer, I guess, or something. I don't know.
That's weird.
So yeah. That might not be what happened, but that's what I remember. I haven't heard that story in like a couple years, probably. So yeah, that's some games.
That's some games and some restaurant.
Any games you plan on playing?
I'm thinking about picking up Dragon's Dogma after I beat Asura's Wrath. Looks pretty interesting.
That'd be good.
Yeah, you've said some good things about it.
Yeah, I played Dragon's Dogma like the week before our first podcast.
Yeah.
And I like it a lot. It does like really cool, inventive things, but I haven't talked to anyone about it.
Yeah.
Because I want to talk to someone who's actually played it on the podcast. So if you play it, we can talk about it.
All right. I'll have to come back and guest star again after I play it.
That's exciting.
Looking forward to that.
So, I don't really know what game I'll play next. I might beat Eco. I might not. I might not put it back in the PS3. But, I mean, it's a good game. But there's a lot of games I bought that I haven't even opened yet.
Yeah.
But I was thinking about doing a new segment on the show where I say some games that I have that I still haven't played, and the viewers get to pick what game I play.
Yeah, I still got a couple games. Not really a couple, just like one or two that I picked up that I haven't. Yeah, two. It's a couple. It's true.
Yeah.
That I bought them and I played them for like 30 minutes. I want to get back to them, just haven't. I got Devil May Cry 3 for PlayStation 2. Boy, that game is really hard and frustrating.
Yeah.
But I want to play it. It's fun so far.
I haven't played any Devil May Cry games.
Yeah, it's the only Devil May Cry game I've played.
Yeah.
I played Bayonetta, and I was like, this is fun. Kind of weird, but it's fun.
Yeah.
So I was like, I'll pick up a manlier version of Bayonetta. So I got Devil May Cry.
Right.
And then the other game I got is, I think it's like Zoids Battle Legends for the GameCube.
If it's Zoids, it's got to be good.
Zoids is really good. I like Zoids.
Yeah.
Controls a little sloppy, and the dialogue's really bad.
You said it was on the GameCube?
Yeah, it's on the GameCube, but you can. It's got really good customization. Like, you can customize the shit out of your Zoids. Yeah, you can, like, custom colors, put on whatever weapons you want. Yeah, it's really fun in that aspect. But when you're fighting, like, the characters who you're fighting against, they say things. Yeah. And very limited dialogue, so they say the same thing over and over again. There's this one character, he just keeps saying, look what I can do with Zoids. Just, like, every 5 seconds. And it's really annoying.
I think I read about that game like 8 years ago or something, and I was like, oh, I want to get this game, because that was, I think, while I was watching Zoids. So
I'll lend it to you if you want. It's really it's a lot deeper than you would expect.
Yeah, I think I heard it was a cool
terms
game.
Of customization. At first, just like, oh, this is gonna be.
Yeah.
Quick and sloppy anime game, but
like
no,
it's a stupid anime robot game.
If you like mech fighting games, it's a pretty good game. Definitely worth it, picking it up if you can find it. I had to search high and low for that game.
Yeah.
Went to like 4 different game stops. It's pretty difficult
when
to track down.
When did you get it?
Several months ago.
Really? Do they sell GameCube games at GameStop?
See, that was the major problem, was most of the GameStops I went to didn't have GameCube sections. Yeah. But I eventually found one, and they had 1 copy of Zoids. So
yeah,
that was exciting.
I've been trying to find Fire Emblem, like, it's not the original Fire Emblem, because there were like 10 in Japan before they came to America. But the first Fire Emblem that came to North America, just called Fire Emblem. Yeah. I've been trying to find that, but
that's on the GameCube?
On the Game Boy.
Game Boy, yeah.
Game Boy Advance. But yeah, so they don't have it at Vintage Stock. They don't have it
V-Stock.
That's like the only place I looked. Because I assumed they don't sell Game Boy Advance games at GameStop. So they probably don't.
I don't think they do.
Yeah. So, and on Amazon, it's like $30, which is, most of my, like, all the games I buy, pretty much, I buy off Amazon for like $8. Yeah. So, that means it's really rare if it's $30 on Amazon.
Yeah, some of those classic games it's really expensive. Like Zone of the Enders 2. I haven't played it, but I've heard really great things about it. Same creators of Metal Gear Solid.
Yeah.
So it's bound to be amazing. But man, that game is really expensive anywhere you look for it.
I have Zone of the Enders 1 for the PS2. I think my mom got that at GameStop and gave it to me for Christmas or something.
Huh.
I've only played it for like 2 hours, which is... I heard the second one was a lot better.
Yeah.
But the first one is cool, but after a while, it's like I'm flying around and I'm shooting guys.
Yeah.
But I don't know how many more guys I want to shoot.
Yeah.
So that's So I'm definitely gonna try to find the second one at some point.
Yeah.
But he just said it's hard to find.
Yeah. Well, it's hard to find.
Oh boy.
Especially for a good price.
That's gonna be bad.
It's gonna be a doozy.
Yeah, so...
What do we got on the news here?
News segments.
News. What do you want to hit first?
Let's see. Okami HD is coming to the PlayStation 3 exclusive.
It's exciting.
Have you played Okami before?
I played it on the Wii.
Yeah.
Which... It's fun, it's got a good art style, but the controls are just really hard on the Wii. Drawing a circle with the Wiimote Classic is near impossible.
I heard it was a pretty not very good port to the Wii.
Yeah, it wasn't.
Yeah, which is surprising, because it's like, it ran well on the PS2, and you'd think, you gotta like do brush strokes and stuff. That's gonna suck, let's put it on the Wii.
Yeah.
But it's worse on the Wii.
It's really difficult to draw circles.
That's like the simplest thing
I know, it's like the most basic shape, but I literally sat there for like half an hour trying to draw a circle around a tree, and I just kind of gave up.
There you go. I think, my brother bought it on the Wii, and I watched him play some of it. So, I haven't even seen that much of it, but it looks cool.
Yeah.
I might even buy it on the PS3.
I probably will pick it up on the PS3.
Yeah.
It's a fun game.
It's a cool game, and it's original and stuff.
Yeah.
So give that guy some money. Even though I don't think he even needs money.
He probably doesn't. He's probably doing pretty well for himself.
Yeah. That's the same guy that made Bayonetta.
Yeah.
And Resident Evil 2.
Oh.
And Devil May Cry, I think, the original one.
Huh.
Yeah. Have I ever told you that the original Devil May Cry was planned as a Resident Evil sequel?
Yeah, I did know that, which is really funny to think about.
That's one of my favorite fun facts. Because if you know Hideki Kamiya, which is the name of the guy, he's the guy that made Bayonetta, that totally makes sense.
Yeah.
They're like, hey, Kamiya, make us a Resident Evil sequel. He's like, sure. You'll have a really cool looking red trench coat thingy, giant swords, and they're like, Kamiya, no,
no,
maybe next time.
That's good bit of trivia for you there.
Yeah, a good bit of trivia.
Go to your trivia night. We'll probably ask that question. You'll get it right. You'll know now.
Right.
You listen to this podcast.
I always want to go to trivia nights, but I don't know where they happen.
I feel like the only places that have trivia nights nowadays are like grade schools.
That's
I'm not in
exactly
grade
what I
school,
think.
so I can't go to their trivia nights.
That's exactly what I think.
Yeah.
I'm like, I want to go to a trivia night, but they won't. I'm too old to go to grade school.
Yeah. Just gotta go back to grade school, or have kids, put them in grade school. See if you can work something out then.
Even then, I don't know about that. I guess I could like write my child's name and put it on the sticker.
Yeah.
And say, I'm Johnny. I'll do the trivia. Sir, you're like 50. If by 50 you mean 5th grade.
It's definitely gonna work. Foolproof.
That will... they'll never catch me.
They'll never see it coming.
They'll never see it coming. Other news, Resident Evil 6, they announced that... I don't even know if this counts as an announcement, but they said that Resident Evil 6, we know, has 3 scenarios.
Yeah.
And they said that each scenario, or campaign, or whatever, is going to be, I think they said 80% as long as...
70 to 80%.
Right, as all of Resident Evil 5. So, I mean, that's good. Well, at least that means it's going to be a decent length.
Yeah, that's fun.
That's like at least 10 hours.
Yeah.
That's pretty good length. But if it's going to be stupid, then it doesn't matter how long it is.
I wonder if they're going to have any boulder fights.
Yeah.
That's definitely a defining moment of Resident Evil. Everyone knows that.
I favorited a video on YouTube probably last week. I don't know if you saw it. But I don't remember what it's called. It's called, like, Chris's Revenge. But it shows footage from Resident Evil Remake of Chris running down a hallway. He, like, press a button or whatever, and then a boulder starts rolling. And you have to run down the hallway and, like, jump in a corner to avoid getting hit by the boulder. So it shows that. Then it immediately cuts to Resident Evil 5. Chris is just punching the shit out of a boulder.
That's good. That's true Resident Evil story right there.
Pretty good cutscene, or video, or whatever you want to call it. Classic. So, no one else has really mentioned this, but, I don't remember his first name, but Kobayashi, the guy who's producing Resident Evil 6, is also the guy who produces the Resident Evil movies. Oh. So, that's...
Not sure how to feel about that.
I don't know how his priorities are with that. So, yeah, I don't...
That's a bit... concerning, to say the least.
It's a bit concerning. I think he produced Resident Evil 5 as well. Actually, no, that was a different guy. But the guy who produced Resident Evil 5 is, like, co-producing, I guess, for Resident Evil 6. Yeah, so... Also, the guy who's directing 6 is the guy who directed Resident Evil Outbreak, I think. So, yeah. Did you ever play Outbreak?
I haven't played Outbreak.
I played it for... like an hour.
Yeah.
I think that's my #1 worst gaming moment.
Is it?
In history. I rented it. I rented it. And this was like several years ago. Maybe when it first came out. I don't remember. But I rented it. And you start in a room. And it's like co-op. Well, it's not really co-op. But it can be online. You can play with other people online. So... But without online, it's single player, and they cut the servers, so it's only single player now.
Oh.
But, so, there's a bunch of other characters you can run around with and stuff in your game. But you start in one room, in the diner, which is actually the diner in the cutscene in Resident Evil 2.
Yeah.
So, we start in the diner, and there's zombies coming in, like, breaking through the door or something. Yeah. Like one zombie every minute or something. Okay. Not that many. Yeah. But there's zombies in the room. And you play as some guy, I don't know, but you don't start with a gun. Okay. There's a cop on your team who has a gun because he's a cop. Yeah. So he's shooting guys. You can't shoot him. There's a door to go to the second floor of the diner, but that door's locked. So you have to find a key. I ran around looking for the key on every inch of the game.
In that one room.
It's one room. It's one room, the dining room. And then there's a women's bathroom and a men's bathroom. Okay. I explored that for at least 2 hours.
Wow.
I couldn't...
3 rooms for 2 hours.
Yeah, 2 hours. And then finally, somehow, I found the key. I don't remember where it was, but I found it. I opened the door. I went up a very small staircase, then opened another door, and I was on the second floor, and I entered a hallway. Yeah. And I just stood there, and I said, I don't want to do it. And I turned it off.
Nice.
So there you go.
Classic gaming moment.
Classic. And I feel like that game would have been really cool. Yeah. Because from what I understand, and from what I played, and what I remember, which is really nothing, because it was like 5 years ago, but from what I understand, it plays kind of like classic Resident Evil. Okay. So like it's like tank controls, and you find keys and stuff. Like I had to find the key. Yeah. Couldn't find it. Eventually I did, but it's like that, except with like there's other people on your team, and you all have to team up because like only the cop can use guns or something, and then there's like a medic and stuff like that. So it sounds interesting.
Yeah, that is interesting.
And it was online, so like you'd be playing in your game, and every character on your team would be a real person.
Oh, that's cool.
Playing. Yeah, but then they cut the servers.
Yeah.
So I think it would be really smart for Capcom to do like an HD remake of Outbreak, and then like they could put new servers on it.
Yeah.
And have it be HD and look cool, but that's too smart. So Capcom's not gonna do it.
So in the online mode, when other people are playing, you can play as like the cop or the medic.
Yeah,
stuff like that.
I think you choose your character.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah. So, I mean, I don't know.
It sounds like
it sounds
got
cool.
Potential. Yeah.
It sounds like it has potential. I didn't play too much of it, but I'm still considering renting it again or buying it to give it another shot.
For the second chance.
Second chance. Last stand.
This
third
time
time's
it's
the
personal.
charm. This time it's personal. Yeah. There was also Outbreak File Number 2, and I remember watching G4, which is I didn't watch G4 very often, but it was like one of the only times I watched it.
Yeah.
And I remember them saying, I think Outbreak File Number 2 and Resident Evil 4 came out at the same time. Or
Okay.
very close.
Yeah.
And I remember, what's the guy's name on? I don't even remember the name of the thing.
X-Play?
Yeah, X-Play.
Adam Sessler.
Adam Sessler. I kept thinking Adam Sandler. That's not right. So Adam Sessler and Morgan Webb were like, Resident Evil 4, it's really good. You should go play it. And then they'd say, Outbreak File Number 2, it sucks. It's really bad. I don't know how Capcom can put out such a bad game and such a good game at the same time. And they say, hey, Sessler, suck a dick.
Cessmeister.
Cesspool, more like.
Cesspool of bad video game reviews. Adam Sessler, if you're listening, it's nothing personal.
I mean, he might be right. I don't know. But
yeah, I don't know.
But, I mean, fuck you for saying such harsh words. So that's that. See what else we got on the news. That was pretty good news topic. Metal Gear Solid 5. Officially confirmed. Official announcement.
Oh.
I'm going to read Mr. Kojima's quote from out of his mouth. His very own lips speaking these words. There will
Japanese.
Translated. There will be a Metal Gear Solid 5 with the new Fox engine. But what we've shown was not gameplay or anything like that. It was only a demo that we had developed internally and released because the lighting and interactions with the development had fooled everyone.
Oh.
About Metal Gear Solid 5, I can tell you two things. There will be much question of infiltration, espionage, and convincing people to give you a favor, like in the last Metal Gear Solid. I liked the idea of social interactions and Deus Ex Human Revolution, but we will see. And if I say more, the female ninja public relations officer who is behind the door, I will be carved up into pieces. So it's better that we meet again when the time comes to talk about Metal Gear Solid 5. Then it goes on to say little about Metal Gear Rising: Revengeance. He speaks thus. Metal Gear Rising: Revengeance never claimed to be a Metal Gear Solid.
Yeah, it's
not.
But
I did at one point, but back to the words. This is not a game about our beloved Solid Snake. It is a spin-off that tries something different. We have not yet finished with Solid Snake, despite the fact that I wanted to let him die at the end of Guns of the Patriots.
Classic Kojima.
That's food for thought. Classic Kojima. The game's announced. I thought he already announced it. I don't know. Because he released that picture. There was like Development Without Borders.
Yeah.
And he was hiring people to come join his team. And I was pretty sure it said MGS5 on top of it.
I thought that there was definitely talk of it.
Yeah.
I guess it's official now.
Yeah, I guess it was unofficial before.
Yeah.
I don't know. I'm not even a real journalist.
I'm really glad that even Solid Snake's creator can't kill him, though.
Yeah, he went so hard to kill him.
He just can't do it.
How many times has he killed him?
Well, he tried to give him a happy life at the end of Metal Gear Solid 1.
At the end of the first... Well, this is not really a spoiler, but at the end of the first game, Snake was like, I can finally leave and I'll never come back. Goodbye. I'm going to live in Alaska by myself.
Happy life.
Happy life. And then they talk about the meaning of life at the end of the game. And Snake is like, oh, what's the meaning of life? And it's real deep. And then they're like, I can finally leave, and I won't see you for a sequel. And then there was a sequel.
There's a sequel, and Snake dies in that.
Does he?
Does he? Don't want to spoil the game.
I don't even remember, but does he?
Does
Who knows?
he? Let me just put it this way. David Hayter voices Solid Snake and Iroquois Pliskin. Coincidence? Maybe.
Coincidence? Who knows? You'll have to play it to find out.
There you go.
And then in 3... Well, that wasn't even Snake. That was Big Boss.
Snake's not alive yet.
Yeah. I mean, you can kill him if you have Big Boss die, and it's like time paradox, because you killed the sequels.
Yeah, but then you don't beat the game, so it doesn't really count.
Yeah. And then in 4... Kojima himself said he tried to kill him. He's basically done for again.
You're a clone. You're dying. You probably have lung cancer.
Right. We're not going to spoil too much of it, but at the end he says, I'm leaving and I'm never coming back. He essentially says, I can finally live a life without murdering people.
I can live out the rest of my days being happy and not have to come back for another game to kill people. Nope. Sorry, Snake.
Nope. And, yep, he's back. Snake is back.
With a vengeance.
Let's see what else we got. This is just fun right here. Diablo 3, Blizzard announced that when you buy Diablo 3 now, you will have a 72-hour waiting period to do certain things. Let's see what it says. You can't go online, which... Wait, hold on. You can only play through Act 1, which I talked to Hayden, that's like 3 hours.
Yeah.
You can only play up to Act 1 and get up to level 13. And you can't use the auction house, you can't do co-op with other players.
This is after you've bought the game.
Yeah, you buy the game.
It's yours, you own it.
You own it, and you have to wait 3 days, 72 hours, before you can get past essentially 3 hours of gameplay. So that's pretty good. I mean,
good job, Blizzard.
Good job, Blizzard. But that's only for the digital copy, though.
Oh.
If you buy it retail, then you can just play it.
What is the purpose of that? They say
pirates. You gotta stop the pirates.
Huh.
I think the philosophy is that pirates can't wait 3 days, so they're not gonna pirate it.
Yeah.
There you go. Something like that.
It's interesting.
That's food for thought. I think, though, Blizzard did say they might lower the waiting.
Yeah.
Maybe down to 2 days. Who knows?
Who knows?
We can only hope. So, yeah, I already said Fire Emblem Awakening 2013. That's exciting. New Fire Emblem game. That's about it. The Mass Effect 3 extended cut real ending DLC came out last Tuesday.
I don't really know much about it. I mean,
neither of us have played it.
I haven't played it. I read an announcement about it. I just remembered a couple of days ago. It was something. All the fans were like, "Hey, remake the ending so it doesn't piss us off."
Yeah.
And EA finally gave in and was like, "Okay, we'll do that." But then they released an official statement and they were like, we're doing a new ending, but we're not actually going to change anything. We want to keep the artistic vision of the game designers.
It's still the same ending. It's just more cutscenes.
Yeah, there's telling you more about the same shitty ending. So I don't know how you feel about that.
From the people I've talked to, it's everyone, well, not everyone, but a lot of the people were like, hey, this ending sucks. Make us a new one. And everyone was upset. So EA's like, well, sure, we'll do a new one. So they did this DLC extended thing, and everyone's still mad.
Yeah.
And they're like, no, I'm not going to play it.
Yeah.
Fuck you.
The thing is, everyone who was mad before is too mad to buy the DLC.
Right.
And everyone who's not mad doesn't care enough to buy the DLC.
It is free.
Oh, it's free.
Yeah, it's free. But, I mean, everyone's who was mad is still too mad.
Yeah, they're still too mad to get it.
They're not going to
But I guess the people who don't really care will download it, but then they're not the hardcore fans that's even made for. Yeah. So there you go.
So there you go.
It's food for thought.
Food for thought. So, here's the new segment. I'm gonna be done with a couple games. I'm probably gonna start some new ones. So the viewers at home get to decide what I'm gonna play. That's exciting. We got some choices.
Some interaction for the listeners back home.
The listeners back in the motherland. We got 3 choices. I have Resident Evil 0, Resident Evil Remake, and I just bought Resident Evil 3.
Exciting.
I have not played any of them. So, viewers, go on your email, electronic mail devices, send an email, flyingpodcast@gmail.com. Say, play that one.
Yeah, just shoot them an email.
Just use the subject line, Pikachu, I choose you, and then in the text say, like, for instance, Resident Evil 3, I choose you.
Hey, Captain Willie, I choose this game for you to play.
Exactly. So if you have the text of the email in pirate speak, your vote counts as 2 votes.
Oh, that's a good incentive.
Say, like, ahoy, me captain. Ye should be playing this scurvy game.
Swabbing the poop deck. Pirate talk.
Right.
Take about 5 minutes.
Yeah, I mean, it's not...
Shoot an email.
It's not hard.
It's pretty easy.
What would you vote for, special guest?
What would I vote for?
Oh, boy.
I think Resident Evil 0 sounds pretty interesting, to be honest.
Is that the one you know the least about?
I think it is.
That's me too, I think.
All right. I feel like you need to crack the shell, get the nut inside that game, you know? Reveal to all the listeners what is inside Resident Evil 0.
The listeners are saying, I heard about that, but I don't know about that. Give me the verdict.
If only we had some sort of gaming expert to delve into this game and tell us in podcast form all about it.
The listeners are saying, I'm not good enough to play that game. I'm too scared. It's too spooky. I wish I knew someone who could play it for me.
And for those listeners who are just like that,
I'll do
email.
It. It's me. I'll do it.
Simple
just
email.
Email me pirate speak. 2 votes. Double or nothing. Twice the fun.
200% of a normal vote.
That's right.
Pirate speak.
If pirate speak.
Give it a try.
Give it a shot. I do know a little about Resident Evil 0 because I played Umbrella Chronicles.
Yeah.
So I played through the story. I remember a little, kinda.
Uh-huh.
Actually, I played through, like, almost a half of Umbrella Chronicles, I guess. And I got Darkside Chronicles. I played a little of that, which is, like, Code Veronica and all, like, the non-numbered games and stuff. So I bought Code Veronica X on the PS2, and I started playing it. I'm like, wait, hold on. This looks familiar. And then I'm like, oh, yeah, I played Darkside Chronicles. It's exciting. That actually happened with Resident Evil 2 also.
Yeah?
Because I think 2 is in Darkside Chronicles.
Is it?
So I got to, like, one part in 2, and I recognized it. I'm like, oh, I know what happens. And it's like the first time you fight Birkin or something. He jumps out. And I'm like, I know who jumps out. There you go.
There you go.
That's the gist. So, send me an email, because if you don't, I'm going to end up not playing any of them.
Tell them that email address one more time.
flyingpodcast@gmail.com is the email.
Spelt just like it sounds.
Spelled just like it sounds. I'll put it on the screen so you can look at it.
There you go.
That's some fancy stuff.
Technology these days blowing my mind.
I'm wondering where that raccoon went.
Our special guest raccoon has snuck off somewhere.
A little word is gonna sneak up on me.
Yeah, this is survival horror.
It's pretty dark out here.
Yeah. Who knows?
We usually record the podcast at noon. We chose about a little past 8 for today.
It gets dark.
It gets dark
earlier or later.
We started at a little before 9.
Yeah.
So it's about 10 now.
Yeah.
It's getting a little dark, a little spooky.
But
when we got here, there were some deer,
I'm not really sure where they went. They could be anywhere
They could be. There's probably one in the back of my car.
Yeah.
Have you seen Tommy Boy?
Yes, classic movie.
There could be one of them in the back of my car.
It's a recipe for disaster.
I'm a little spooked. Because in Tommy Boy, he has like a convertible or something with like a soft roof.
Yeah.
My car has a soft roof.
I'm telling you.
He's gonna like tear through my roof or something.
Recipe for disaster.
Oh boy, this is not gonna end well. I forgot what I was gonna say.
Check the back seat.
I gotta check the back seat. I got roll bars on my car though. So
that's helpful.
Yeah, so if I flip, I'll flip very well. That won't end as badly.
Slightly less badly.
Slightly less badly. It's still gonna be bad.
Yeah, it's never a good idea to flip your car.
Yeah, I mean, I'm hoping that just kind of flips perfectly.
Yeah.
Just bounces off the roll bars, then I end back up
like
on
it
my
rolls, because it's roll bars.
Yeah. Because if I just fall onto my side, it might dent one of the doors or something. I don't know.
Definitely hurt your side view mirrors.
Right. I mean, it doesn't sound good, but if I just do a perfect 180 flip, hit the roll bars and bounce right back onto my feet, perfect.
That's plus.
See, if that happens, that's just fun. That's good.
Yeah.
But if I if I knock off a side view mirror, that's not fun. That's not good.
It's expensive.
That's money. I don't have money.
It's not good.
I was at the store. I was looking at games, and I found a game called Jeep Thrills.
Oh man.
It's a all Jeep racing game. It was $5.
Ooh.
I really wanted to buy it. I only have $4 right now.
Oh. That's harsh.
I left most of my money at home.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I actually today, for Christmas, I got a coin jar thing, like an electronic one. So you slip coins through and it actually counts your money.
Oh, that's neat.
On the lid.
Yeah.
And I never opened that. But I was downstairs and I was moving stuff because there was stuff laying around. I was putting it away from my mommy. And she said, hey, there's your jar. Go put it away. And I said, hey, jar, let's put that son of a bitch to work. So I put some batteries in it, and I hooked it up to the batteries. And I slipped. I had like a bowl of coins from 18 years of coins. I put them all in. It ended up being about $69.
Wow, that's impressive.
That's a lot of coins.
That is a lot of coins.
So yeah, that's literally about 18 years worth of coins.
That's a good number of coins.
So I could buy what could I buy with that? I could buy a lot of stuff.
Yeah, it's a good life lesson. Remember that, listeners.
I'm trying to
save your change. 18 years, you could get $69.
I'm trying to think of something that costs specifically $70. I got nothing.
I don't know.
I don't.
Video games are $60.
Yeah, but then I still have $10 left. That's too big to not count it.
Yeah, I know.
So
I could, if you got a video game and some DLC, maybe I could add up to 70.
If I buy Mass Effect, well, no, because the ending DLC is free.
Yeah.
Oh boy.
Asura's Wrath.
Does that have DLC?
The true ending is pay for DLC.
How much is it?
I'm not actually sure how much it is.
There you go. I mean, I'm fine with the fake ending.
Yeah, I'm fine with the fake ending too.
Well, there you go. There's all kinds of bugs.
Oh, there's some fireworks over there too.
Really?
Yeah.
It's not even 4th of July.
What are they doing?
It's July 2nd or something.
Yeah.
Let's see what it says on the thingy. July 2nd.
Oh,
that was a good guess.
A couple hours will be July 3rd.
And by the time this goes up, I think it's July 9th or something. Neither of those are 4th.
Yeah, none of that is July 4th.
So I don't know why the fireworks.
Come on, guys. Probably can't hear me.
Yeah, probably not.
You know.
A lot of cities and stuff are actually canceling their 4th of July shows because it's so dry.
Forced fire alerts.
Start some fires.
I was on vacation in Michigan City, which isn't in Michigan. It's in Indiana. There was a big Smokey the Bear sign that said, "Watch out! Only you can prevent forest fires."
Right.
I said, "Thanks, Smokey.
Thank
Smokey.
you." I don't really know what he did, but thanks.
Yeah.
Well, I guess he's helping to protect.
He doesn't really do much.
Yeah.
All he does is say, "Hey, you should stop forest fires." He doesn't actually do anything himself.
I mean, he doesn't do it. He tells me to.
It's
He's kind of lazy. He's like, only you can. Well, Smokey, you can do it too.
Come on.
Yeah, I mean, he's a park ranger.
Yeah, he's got the hat.
He's got the hat. What is he doing all day? He's
a bear.
I don't know.
Bear's lazy, I guess. You know, but come on.
When Smokey's like, well, you know, bears hibernate during the winter and stuff. So during the winter, do they take down all the Smokey signs?
I don't know. That's a good question.
Because I mean, that kind of still makes sense because it's the winter.
Yeah,
so it's
not.
Well,
really...
I guess you could still have fires, but it's less likely. I guess.
Huh.
That's food for thought.
It's food for thought. You should definitely think about that.
Definitely give that some thought.
It's good video game talk.
I mean, I'm sure there's a Smokey the Bear video game.
Speaking of firefighting, what was that game called?
I was at the vintage stock and they had at the V stock.
Vitamin
stock. They had a classic game called Firefighter FD18. The box said it was the best firefighting game ever made.
Oh, you missed it.
I saw it in the corner of my eye.
Right.
They're shooting off fireworks.
But
they said best firefighting game ever made.
I believe them.
I don't doubt that.
That's
I mean,
probably a very true statement.
They almost sold me on it because they said the description was like, a dangerous arsonist is on the loose. He's starting fires. You got to stop him. That sounds like an actual story.
Yeah, I doubt individual firefighters go and fight arsonists, but it still sounds pretty interesting.
It sounds more like a job for the police.
Yeah.
But I mean, I don't know. I bet they have a lot of that competition. Because it's like, the firefighters like, I want to catch the arsonist.
Yeah, I mean, I fight the fires, so I should fight the guy who starts the fires.
I mean, the cops just do the easy work. They don't even have to fight the fires.
I know. And let's see what else on the box. I'm not sure the exact wording, but the quote was basically, "We have the best fire sound effects you'll ever hear."
It said like best fire crackling ever made.
And the
cool. That sounds cool.
The music is made by the composer for Pirates of the Caribbean. I don't know if you've heard of that movie.
Is that Hans Zimmer?
Didn't list a name, I don't think. I'm not really sure.
That's pretty good.
That's pretty impressive.
I think it's Hans Zimmer. I don't know. I have no idea.
I don't know.
But I mean, that's a pretty big name.
That's impressive. Yeah.
I mean, I don't know his name, but that's a pretty big name.
A big name.
And
not quite household.
Yeah.
Because I don't know it. But you say Pirates of the Caribbean, they're like, "Hey, Jack Sparrow, I know that movie."
Yeah, that's a pretty household name.
Yeah.
It's the Jack Sparrow, because like sparrows, birds sing and stuff.
It's music.
Like Mr. Sparrow, he's pretty musical. He wrote it himself.
Yeah.
I bet.
Something like that.
Something like that.
You know.
And, but it's like with guns and hoses. Like with the firefighters are like, "Hey, I want to catch the arsonist. That son of a bitch. He's making me do all this work." And the cops are like, "Stay out of my jurisdiction." And then they fight. They go into a boxing ring.
I wonder if that's a part in the game. You gotta fight the cops for the right to go after the arsonist.
You know, they have like fight night and stuff. They should.
Oh, there's a raccoon friend.
There's the raccoon. They should have the company that makes Fight Night. Do you know what company that is?
I don't know what company that is.
But they should have
it's a game. Fight Night is a game.
They should have the Fight Night people make a Guns N' Hoses game.
Yeah.
Because, like, Fight Night has some big names like Jake LaMotta and Muhammad Ali and stuff like that. And you can download Tupac.
Yeah.
So that's a pretty big name.
That's a pretty big name.
So, but if you do Guns N' Hoses, it's like Detective Robertson. That's as big a name as Muhammad Ali. I mean, it's not a real name, but it sounds cool.
It's probably,
And you can fight like the district attorney. That doesn't really count as a cop, but
not. Commissioner Gordon,
You-
Batman.
Commissioner Gordon himself.
He could be DLC or something.
Yeah,
you know.
and it's like at random points you have to fight Batman as a cop. It's like a random encounter. That's gonna be tough.
It could be a good game. Like, high potential.
High potential.
I'm giving this a potential 10 out of 10
Potential
stars.
10 out of 10. Batman like takes out his batarang and throws it,
Yeah.
and cuts the rope on the side of the ring, and then he uses it to strangle you.
Oh,
Ooh, that's gonna be
intense.
tough. That's a tough one.
Good luck with that.
Good luck with that. That about does it.
Yeah, that's about everything.
I don't think I have any games left that I played.
We've exhausted the list of games
lot
and
of games.
the list of news, I believe. Let's go over anything
There's
left
some
on
news.
this news.
That about does it.
Yeah. Say we wrap this up.
Wrapped it up.
It's all wrapped up.
I'll wrap a ribbon on that one and put it under the Christmas tree.
Remember that email. Send the email.
It'll be on the screen.
Viewer participation.
If you participate, if you participate, you get to choose what game I play. That's enough.
That's good. You
Is
might
that
get
enough?
Could you do a shout out maybe?
I can maybe do a shout out.
That'd be neat. Get referenced on this podcast.
Like if you pick a good one, maybe I'll send you something in the mail. I don't know.
Oh.
Just in your email, just leave your address at the bottom.
I think it just tells you. Like the physical
Yeah,
mail.
your real,
send them a
not
physical.
your email address. Your house address,
wow.
street address, and I will mail you some cookies maybe.
That is definitely sweetening the pot.
that puts. I can't think of a phrase. That's
heavens to Betsy. That's a good deal.
That's the icing on the cake. That about wraps it up.
Yeah, third time wrapping it up.
Third time's the charm.
Alright. Button Munchers.
Button Munchers is episode 5, I think. That's what it says.
That's correct.
I hope you liked it. Signing out. See ya next week. See ya. Have a good one.
Have a good one.
Signing out.
Signing out.
Wrapped it up. Thank you. Goodbye.